When a man tells me he's gonna pull out, I get immediately offended. What, do you think I'm not good enough for your load? Do you think I'm ugly? Do you not want my kids? That has nothing to do with this right now.
Child support. I mean, he doesn't want to be put on child support for unplanned kids.
The last two guys I've fucked, like in the past month, have suggested using condoms. And I'm like kind of being offended by the condom epidemic. I don't know how I feel about it.
Fucking ew. And why the fuck would you get on Betty White's internet and say some shit like that? And the worst part is, she goes on to talk about how she has an IUD, so why would they need one? Ma'am, they are not worried about getting you pregnant. That is not their main concern. Like, sure, it might be a thought in the back of their head to maybe like, I'm gonna make sure she doesn't trap me. But more than anything, they recognized how little effort it took to take you home. Not to mention, you just described yourself in front of the whole world as a hoe. You didn't like allude to being a hoe. You said, I'm being a hoe. And you're wondering why they want to wear a condom? Ma'am, they're not worried about getting you pregnant. They don't want a fucking itch. They don't want bubbles and boils and rashes. They don't want the clap, the herp, or whatever else. They are not wearing a condom for your protection. No, ma'am, they're not doing that so they don't knock you up. They're doing that so they don't have to go to the fucking clinic. The fact that women are complaining about men trying to be responsible every day, y'all are farther from the grace of God.
So what did you just ask me?
Oh, I just asked if you'd be cool with splitting the check.
No, before that,
Okay.
you asked something else.
Yeah, I asked if you wanted to come check out my hot tub. You said no, so let's split the check.
No, I find it kind of weird because before that, you offered to pay for the whole thing.
Okay, you just want to be friends. Friends split the check. So put your cards in and let's split the check. Or you know what? I don't think I actually want to be friends with someone who doesn't appreciate nice guys.
I just came home from a first date and I got in the car and he was like, oh, I didn't get you flowers, but I got you this. Like, excuse me? On the first date.
So she says she loves being love bombed. So she just liked the idea of receiving gifts for no reason. But does not mean that she loves people who are love bombing her. She didn't say anything like that. So don't do it. If you have to, don't do it.
It is crazy there is no more men left. Like, not one single man. And what's crazy to me is that there's literally thousands of men literally complaining that there's no more traditional women, or like saying like, I want a traditional girl, but they are not traditional men. Like, I went on a date 2 days ago. Let me tell you guys the worst date of my life. I went on a date 2 days ago. We found a place. We went to dinner. First of all, he doesn't have a car. And he asked me if I have a car. I was like, yeah, sure, I have a car. I'll pick you up from work. And I picked him up and we drove there. And, you know, I drive an Audi TTRS. This man was like, oh, how do you have this really nice car? Do you do OF? Like that. I was like, no, I don't. Like, you know, and he laughed it off, but I was like, why is that the first thing you assumed? Whatever. Then we got to the restaurant, and the first thing he asked me was like, not like, how are you feeling? How was your day? Nothing. It was like, so what do you do for a living? He asked me in a matter of like 10 minutes, what I do for a living, what is my income? Do I have any education? Do I have a place to live? And he questioned me about like my car. I shared that with him because it was just awkward not to. And what I got from him is that he has no education. He makes minimum wage. He doesn't have a car. And he has like 3 roommates. And he's older than me. And, you know, during this whole conversation of like getting to know each other, he was sort of trying to like make these little comments to put me down. Like he was talking about my hair. He was talking about my skin. He was talking about my weight. And I'm just like, what the heck? Like, what? Like, this is like just weird vibes. And then whatever, fast forward, the date ends. And then like the waitress comes and, you know, she's like, oh, well, do you guys like to be paying cash or card? And like, he's just looking at me, like literally staring at me. And I'm just like, what the heck? Like, so I ended up just like, it was so weird, so awkward that I ended up paying. And then I was just like, I dropped him off to his house and then I went home and like, I was like, oh, like the worst date ever. And then literally a few hours ago, he texts me and he's like, oh, so when are we going out on our second date? Like, what the heck? First of all, does he want a girlfriend or does he want a mom? Does he want somebody to provide for him, drive him around, pay for the dates? Like, where are the men? Where are the men? And it's not just this situation. It's like a lot of men nowadays, before, like, they are saying, like, your women are such gold diggers. You have to watch out for gold diggers. You don't even have any gold to dig. Like, where's the gold?
Okay, so I think the moment you picked up that man, I think that was your mistake. And his best date is your worst date. So you can see this lady was not having it. She didn't have a great date. But for a guy, I mean, he was actually even looking forward. I mean, somebody buys him some dinner and, he gets dropped off. He hasn't spent any money. Eventually, he's going to look for the next date. I mean, he's going to want to go for a second date again. So you can't really blame him, but you blame yourself for putting yourself through that. But at least you got to feel how most of the men feel. Exactly the way you felt is how most of the men feel when they take a woman out on the date. And mostly it's to do with the maybe places where it's chosen for a date. You find the lady's taken out, instead of focusing on getting to know each other, maybe she's caring more about whether that place is a high end, or whether maybe what she's able to order on the menu, if there are any limitations, and all that, Mostly it's those things that wouldn't even matter if two people are serious in getting to know each other.
As a black man with black women that do have children, I would expect you to want to step in for women who have children. The majority of us black women are single mothers. And since we are, and you want to date us potentially, then it would be your role to step in.
Get somebody else to do it.
I don't know if people are ready to hear this, but hypergamy content is slowly starting to feel like the female version of red pill content. Now, wait, hear me out. I know that red pill content is actively promoting abuse towards women, but hypergamy content is slowly promoting emotional abuse towards men. Okay, hold on. I love seeing women get treated like queens. I love seeing that on my page. I love seeing men adore and spoil their women any chance they get. However, there's content that's being pushed out to essentially make you compare your relationship with some random person's relationship. If your man does not buy you a car, 1,000 roses, and pays your rent, he's just not man enough. You're with the wrong guy. He's a dusty. Do you know how damaging that is for not just men, but for women ourselves? Because this is reinforcing the idea that a woman's value has to come from the external. It has to come from material goods. Like, I'm only a woman enough, I'm only feminine enough if I can have a guy pay for me, essentially. So my value is based on a man still. We are telling men that if you cannot provide 100% everything, give your wife everything, you're just not man enough. What about all those men, like 90% of men that just don't have the luxury to do that? Do they not deserve to experience love? Is money equal to love? This topic needs discernment. Okay, let me take a pause. This is not black and white. This is not saying you to stay in a relationship because you have to stay in a relationship. Longevity is out. Long-term relationships, that's not the goal anymore. Quality over quantity, 100%. Every single human being on this earth, when they're born, they are inherently worthy of all of the love in the universe. And so red pill content blames women for being gold diggers. Hypergamy content blames men for being broke. Do you see the agenda? Do you see the intentional divide that they're creating? When a man feels safe with his woman, he will die protecting her. He will go to war. They have done so in the past. And when a woman feels safe with her man, she will take care of him until her dying breath. This is the natural instinct that we as men and women have. And so it's shifting away from the what are you gonna do for me to the how can I be good to me so I can be good to you. This is all about returning to seeing yourself and seeing everyone in the image and likeness of God.
She's right, and actually what ends up happening is women tend to compete. A woman, even if she was in a serious relationship with somebody, but the fact that those guys are not flying them or taking them to certain places which they deem to be high end, or their friends might find them or so they might even leave stable relationships to go maybe for the guys that are able to do that. But you're not gonna find love for somebody that has some money. It's because it can afford to throw a bond there, a bond there, a bond there. But that does not mean that that man will hold you down when those moments are, it's a lifestyle for him. We are just one of his girls. So for most part, you find that you can't really find a stable relationship if you are with that view. Because if I have a lot of money and you come to me to say, okay, I want a high value man, a man who has money, and I'm able to spend a couple of money on you, what would prevent me from spending the same money on another girl? Nothing. So I'm not gonna be loyal to you. The fact that I have so much money, before I had money, I didn't get any women, because women would say, oh, you know what, we want guys that have money. But now I have money, should I be loyal to one woman? No, I'm not gonna be loyal to woman, because I've been playing the game. Now I had to work hard, get more resources. So that kind of thinking actually doesn't help anyone. It doesn't save men, it doesn't save women, because there's no love or loyalty. It's just one person spending money and the other person getting whatever the men get when they spend money on a woman.